record because I think we're getting to the subject of the call. I think we're working our way there. So good morning, everybody. Good morning to the runners who are joining us in the recording. We miss you guys today. We have a smaller group today because, well, number one of our coaches is getting married. But number two, some of you are sick, some of you are at appointments, so just know that you're missed today, those of you who aren't here live, and we can't wait to see you next week. The topic for today came out of this week's post in our group. And so we are all in our PJs. Yes, I think so. Yeah. Kate's at an Airbnb right now. I'm proud of her that she's on this call. Anyways, so this week in our group, we had talked about the new leader conference, and I had posted who's pushing for this, and all of a sudden that thread blew up and all of you are like, I'm pushing for this. And then it was like, me too, me too, me too. And so I felt like, even though we have probably touched on it before and we know what it is, I thought it would be super important today to just share with you, what's it really like to go and why is it worth pushing for? Because it is. It really, really is. Now, it means that as a team, you guys are going to have to push together, and it will be a bit of a push. I mean, I could sit here and paint this picture for you guys that it's that you got this, you're going to be able to go. In order for you to go, it's a lot of work between now and November. And so I just want to kind of help you do some backwards design. Kate and I had a one-on-one call earlier this week, and we really looked at the calendar. I was like, okay, these are hard dates. You've got to hit Diamond by the beginning of October so that you can then build your husband the whole month of October and if needed in November. So for those of you who are, you're not quite at Diamond, yeah, no pressure. For those of you who aren't at Diamond, now it's okay, I've got 2 weeks to pull off Diamond so that my whole focus can be keeping my rank, but also building. And so that's where we're at. Some of you are a little bit ahead because you're already, you're at Diamond and you've got this, but now it's a matter of being strategic. So anyways, like I said, I will paint the picture. I'll tell you what it was about, but I do just want you guys to know that to pull this off, this is this is a hustle. But I think you can do it. I think it's been fun watching, Melissa's going to go Diamond this week. And so, I shared this before, but I feel like you guys are like a pot. It's about to boil, right? It's it's about to go. So I'm excited about that. So new leader conference. How many of you are Diamonds and can see your elite report? Have you guys been able to see it? Okay. So once you become a Diamond, I guess from my understanding, is that you will have access to your elite report. Vanessa, does yours still update every month? You still get to see that?
I think so.
Perfect. Okay. May I ask, just so that I can kind of see, where do you guys stand as far as points go? Do you have any? Michelle has 33. I figured you were close, Michelle. Vanessa, do you have any? You should have some from Skylar. She has 9. Okay, good. And so, Kate, my assumption would be, and we can look at it, you guys can look at elite reports and how you get points. My assumption would be that you have some because you've had Emmy getting points. Has Nate ever had any points on the board? Okay, so that's going to be important. Those of you who have controllable accounts with coaches who you've signed from 2017 or 2018, like Vanessa, since we've been in it so long, Skylar doesn't count anymore as far as your elite report points go. So think about, but we want to focus on getting our new coaches to hit Success Club. That will help you get those points so that you can get your room paid for. Michelle, congratulations. That's awesome that your room's already paid for. That's really great.
I can't guarantee how that has happened. I mean, I looked at it, but I didn't look at it in detail.
Yeah.
But yeah.
It's because if you look at Michelle's recruiting this year, she's gotten stronger at it. And what's happening is that her coaches aren't just coming on as discount coaches, they're actually starting to work the business. And once they start to work the business, you'll see those points accumulate. So awesome job on that. That's great. So what is the new leader conference? Why is it such a big deal? I want to show you guys a couple things. I'm going to show you the room first because I feel like if you haven't already done it, maybe you've already checked it out. But I feel like it's so important that you paint the picture of where you're going. Okay, this year is the first year that they're having it at this hotel, at the Intercontinental. They always had it at the JW Marriott. But before, it was always there. So they're doing it at a new hotel. And let's look at the gallery. So these are some of the pictures of the hotel. It's very swanky, very nice. Your room, as long as you have those 25 elite points, your room is free. Now, from a financial situation or planning side, if you did not get those 25 elite points, you're looking at around, I think it's maybe 725 or something for you to go. So yes, I get that for some of you, this could be an expense. Now, it's a write-off. Okay, the one thing that they will not pay for is your flight there. So you do need to budget that. I will say my flight was a little bit expensive. I want to say I had almost $500 to get me there. I took my mom along because children are not welcome at this event. And I say that nicely. They're welcome at a lot of other events, but they're not welcome at this one. And so I needed to take Grace, but I needed help. So in the event that you want to make this a family trip, I've seen lots of coaches do that. You need to be strategic about this. Bring someone along to watch your children because it's a little bit frowned upon to have little kids there. I saw little ones and moms were breastfeeding, but I will also tell you that those women who had children with them had a look on their face like, this look a huge mistake. So I was glad for my mom. I would recommend it in the event that you are thinking about it. Okay, so let's talk about, so that's the room, that's the cost. So it's like $309, I think it's like $48 in tax. Yeah, so that's your cost. So if you don't think you're gonna have the 25 points, but you're gonna be 1-star, then you may need to start saving for it. But I think for those of you who have some points and you're on your way to 1-star, it's still possible. But that means, it means we gotta be recruiting good coaches and we gotta be getting them points. Like that's key, is those coaches you bring on, you have to get them to hit Success Club. We know that for a couple of reasons. Number one, that's how they stay in the business. Because if you join and you never hit Success Club, you're like, peace out, this was not for me. So we want to work on that. I want to tell you that your date, so if you guys want to get out a piece of paper, your absolute last final date to qualify is November 22nd. I want to tell you something about November 22nd. It's Thanksgiving. It is not a day you want to start qualification for something as important as this. Do you know why? Because for 6 weeks, you have to hold 1-star or 2-star or whatever you're pushing for. And I will tell you that November and December, experience has taught me, it's the time of year when people stop paying for their Shakeology HD and they buy their kid a Christmas gift, or they go on a vacation. Some people like to travel for the holidays. So this is the time of year where all of a sudden your downline potentially will look like a Christmas tree. What I mean by that is it will light up greens and reds and lots of reds. And you're like, oh my gosh. And I don't tell you that to scare you. I tell you that so we can be ahead of this train. Okay. So what that means is that if we really focus our energy in, I think we would be smart to have you guys hit your diamond qualification, if you don't already have it, by that first or second week of October, so that we can get ready and get into building the whole month of October, just hustling that account that you're building to 1-star, like slamming, recruiting. And then that way, if possible, you could start your qualification in earlier November. So maybe like the beginning of November, I would shoot for that. That way you can wrap up qualification. Kate and I figured out, Kate, what was it? If you started qualifying the first week of November, wasn't it going to put you done by like December 8th, 10th, something like that? It's something like that. And so that means that if she drops 1-star, which we don't want her to, if she drops 1-star December 15th, she's still going to new leader. So for those of you who are like, do I have to keep it? You should keep it because we don't want to drop rank. But as long as you keep it for 6 weeks, you have it and you can go. So anyways, it's a little bit less pressure during the holidays. Can you do it during then? Yeah, you can. But it's definitely like the heat will be on. Your holidays will feel a little more stressed than they had in the past, and I don't really want that for you guys. So put that on your calendar, those dates. Ask yourself, like, okay, when am I hitting diamond? Write it down, commit to it, and then when am I going to go into my qualification for 1-star? I think it's important that if you're going to do this and you're doing it with a coach, not your spouse. So most of you are doing this with your spouse account. Some of you, so for example, Melissa's on, and Melissa has a coach, Jennifer. Jennifer, she's not on right now, is she? No. Jennifer is definitely on her way to diamond, and she's hustling fast. So that means that Melissa is probably going to be working with her to help get her to 1-star. She needs to be on the same page. Like, you guys need to understand that her, she's got to stay active for, like, you guys have to talk to each other and kind of like make sure everybody gets it. Does that make sense? Otherwise, you might get into week 4 and all of a sudden she might lose an emerald and she's like, oh, I lost my emerald. And you're like, no. But you guys have to help them see that, like, this isn't, even though this is you getting to the new leader conference, this isn't about you. This is about you going so that you can teach your coaches how to go and you can have the conversation I'm having with you guys this morning. So it's for your business. Let's talk about what you do there. And this is where it's so fun. And I need you to, like, think this is you the whole time. Like, as I'm talking about my experience, I want you to just put yourself there. Okay, so I got off the plane in LA. You go in February. Your dates are February, I think it's 8th and 9th. Yeah, 8th and 9th. So for my teacher friends, you're just going to have to take off Friday. I would encourage you to take off Friday and be there. Some people came in late and they just missed, like, Friday day part. However, Friday day part is the best part, I think. It's one of my favorite parts. I have had this dream since I was a coach that I always wanted to stand outside at the front of the Beachbody corporate sign. How many of you have that same dream? Raise your hand if you're like, I always wanted my picture in front of it. Yeah. So if you don't know what we're talking about, Google Beachbody headquarters sign. It's this big sign that says Beachbody. In my head, that's when you made it as a coach. Like, in my head, I was like, I saw all those coaches. Yeah, the Shakeology wall. We're going to talk about that too. But I would see these coaches in front of it, and I was like, I want to be there. I want to get there. And so I qualified for it. I actually qualified I went last year, but my qualification was actually from the year before when I was pregnant with Grace. I was having a heart trouble and my doctors wouldn't let me fly. And so they actually allowed me to extend my invite to the following year. That typically doesn't happen unless you have a real serious medical condition. So in the event that you guys, something would come up, it's really, you got to be there unless you can get a doctor to get you out of it. So anyways, I got off the plane that day. I got to LAX at like 9 a.m. and I had to be there for a tour of corporate. On Friday, they do running tours of corporate. It's about a 35-minute bus ride over. You get on at your hotel. At least it was from the JW Marriott. I don't know what the drive is from your new hotel. I would think similar because it looks downtown. But anyways, you take this bus ride over. The bus is filled with all these coaches, right? All these people. It's like going to Summit. Everyone's happy. Everybody's like, we did it. We're going. Like, the excitement was like, I sat down on that bus and I was like, I don't know a soul. And I'm super tired from that plane ride, but man, am I glad to be on this bus. And I got off that bus and I was like, we're here. Like, you feel like a kid when you're just so jazzed about something. That's how you'll feel when you pull up to corporate. You're like, oh my gosh, I'm at my corporate headquarters for a tour. And when you get off that bus, the excitement's there. You walk in through the doors of corporate and everyone is clapping and cheering for you. And they're like, woohoo, you did it. Congratulations. And they're like, so jazzed that you qualified for this event. And you just like have this smile on your face that you're like, I'm so cheesy right now, but I can't wipe this off. Like, this is so cool. There's balloons, everybody. And I mean, everybody comes out of their little cubicle. Like, they're not in their cubicles. They're all there to clap for you. When you come in, it's a beautiful facility. They'll break you up into groups and they'll take you on a tour. That tour is pretty incredible. Some of you might have remembered from January, I think I posted a picture where I was in Michael Neiman's office and I had his puppet from Summit. Does anybody remember that? We got to see his office. His assistant, so the actual assistant to Michael Neiman, was my tour guide. She was really good. But she takes you through. You see all their little offices, not so little offices for some of them. And you get to see, like, there's signage everywhere. Like, there's, product promotion signs, you name it. Like, it's all throughout the building. It's just fun to see all the Beachbody stuff. But we'll also get to see, there's this hallway. And some of you who have been a coach for a long time have heard about it. But Carl doesn't come in the front door. As you can imagine, the CEO does not walk through the door that all the other people walk through. He has his own private hallway. And that hallway is so that he doesn't get haggled every time he comes in with, hey, we're struggling with this, or we need this, or we have this idea. It's his private entryway. But what he does is he writes quotes on that wall. And he writes motivation for his ideas for the business on that wall. It has so many cool quotes on it. It's just it's an incredible little hallway. So you will get to go through the hallway. You can take your picture with one of the quotes that you feel moved by, and you can know that you're in a place that not everybody gets to go to, which is awesome. After after you take that tour and you go through the hallway, you also get to see each floor has Shakeology baristas. So if you work at corporate headquarters, there's Shake-O bars all throughout the building. They don't pay for it. Like, they can have Shakeology, they can have Energize, they can have whatever anytime they want. It'd be a really cool place to work. Now, I will tell you guys, you don't get them because everyone's like, can we get in line? And they're like, actually, no. So you can't get in line. So that's not going to be a goal for you. At least it shouldn't be, because they'll tell you no. But anyways, you'll get that. I love that Piper's laughing. Piper, these are our big goals. We have to dream. So they also have a gym there, and the gym is pretty incredible. The employees are allowed to work out in it during their breaks, but they also sometimes will film different fitness programs there. I did learn that programs that involve like Shaun T are not on set. Shaun T, they said Shaun T is their biggest VIP celebrity. And Shaun T, they go to him and they follow his rules. So you will not see them filming anything that is Shaun T related there, but some of them they still film there. They said that they filmed Hammer and Chisel there. What I thought was really cool was in the hallway, they had all these like bagged lunches, and they were like all bagged up, and they had everything on it. And I was like, what is that? And the lady said, oh, these are for our test participants. Anyone who's in a test group, they pick up their food every day, and all their foods are prepped. So Michelle, maybe you need to be in a test group, right? But that might solve your problem you were talking about. But yeah, every meal, and it was like, it was all these like amazing meals, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and they work out with them there every day at like 6 a.m. their time. So that's what they do with their test group participants. A cool perk of working for corporate is that they get their test participants from like their family. So for example, if your husband works at corporate, there's a high chance you are a Beachbody test group participant at some point in your life. So they open it up to them a lot, which is really awesome. So you'll get to see the gym. I'm trying to think what else. Okay, so on the main floor are some like signature Beachbody things that this should be on your goal board, okay? The one area right when you walk in is the cup. And I don't mean like just the cup. I mean Beachbody cup that we all work to try to earn. You guys know the cup challenge. But it's massive. It looks like the Stanley Cup. And it's in this giant glass case, and there's glitter, and like everybody's like, ooh. So you can get your picture by the cup. There's also the famous, so if you've never seen it, if you're a newer coach, Google the Shakeology wall. But there's the famous Shakeology wall. And it's a wall, and it has every ingredient that's in Shakeology. So they have like a little jar for each ingredient, and you get to see all of them. And it's like, whoa! But that's like a famous picture spot. Like, you've made it as a coach if you're standing in front of the Shakeology wall. There's that, and there's a photo op for you there. There's also a wall on the side to the left. So that piece has a picture of all the top 10 coaches. And each top 10 coach has a quote or a message that they wanted to share with coaches in the network. So like, what's one that they probably said to them, like, what's one thing that you believe that the network, should believe in, or what quote do you think is most powerful? And I'm not actually a huge Amy Silverman fan. She's like not my favorite coach, but nonetheless, I loved her quote the best. So I wrote it down when I was there, and this has been in my office since this February when I got home, and it says, don't quit before your miracle happens. And I was like, I love it. That's amazing. So you're going to get to see their most powerful words. So you'll get to see the coaches from this year who were top 10. Okay, so that's cool parts about the corporate office. When you check in, so you'll go home, you'll get ready. When you check in for the conference, so this will actually happen before you get on the bus. They will ask you, they should ask you to bring a transformation photo. You get to put it on this wall, and the wall will make you want to cry. It's not your transformation unless you want it to be. I took Sue Hertzings. She was one of my favorite transformation stories. So I got to hang her picture up there. I got to, it was an honor to be able to ask her to be the person whose picture I could represent our team with on the wall, or my coaching journey. Like, I was so proud of that. So you guys can start to think about who is the person that you're most proud of from a client standpoint that you would want to put on that wall. So you get to do that. It's a very powerful thing. It's really amazing when you get to see it all complete. It'll probably make you cry a little bit. You'll get a swag bag at registration. That swag bag is going to have Beachbody products in it. I had like tons of Energize, tons of Recover, Daily Sunshine. I got some Beachbody notebooks. I got a hat. I got a keychain, Shakeology necklace. I got, or not a necklace, headband. I got a t-shirt. Like, there's stuff in it that's cool. But what my favorite thing was, I got those beach bars. Michelle got one too, right? You earned it that month, didn't you? So it's cool stuff that you can bring back to your team and be like, you guys, like, I don't know, but I feel like for me, that was an awesome Success Club prize to be able to offer you guys that month. Was like, hey, do you want to try a beach bar? Like, this is what you got to do to get it. So you'll probably get to come home with something really cool. And then, let's see. So Friday night, there'll be an opening session for you. Carl will kick that session off, and he will, he'll be there. And then there'll be other speakers too, but Carl's like your big guest speaker that night. You'll get to have an opening reception with cocktails. You'll get I think you get like 2 drink vouchers, so you can have some wine or champagne. We had finger foods that night, like that was just hors d'oeuvres. And there was a game that we were able to play for prizes. So it was an icebreaker. You had to go around and get to meet people, and then they did a lot of giveaways. Then you have that night free. I wouldn't recommend staying up all night and like going out because it's a busy day on Saturday. Some of the coaches were like, let's go out. I'm like, no, I have a baby in my room. So I stayed in. I didn't go out. Saturday is a busy, busy day. They pack you full because it's only a 2-day event. You will get up super early and you will have a workout with one of the celebrity trainers. I can't promise you who. I would think it might be Shanti. That would be my 2 cents. Because of Transform 20, I'm sorry if I'm wrong. I'm totally just guessing, but we had Autumn because of 80 Day. 80 Day launched in January. We were there in February. Shanti's going to launch in January. You're going to be there in February. So I can't promise that it's him, but I can tell you it is always their best trainer, not always Autumn. Like, it's always whoever is like the hot one right now, that's who you get. So the workout is at the hotel. It's in one of the ballrooms. Yeah, they close the ballroom down. You get to have, how many coaches went with me? So me, like our team, just me. Total coaches, like 200 or 300. It's not that many. So you get a lot of one-on-one time with these people. The workout was amazing. After that, I had to be down for training sessions. So we had trainings all morning, and then we had a small lunch break. They don't feed you lunch. You have to go get your lunch on your own. They did have a breakfast buffet. No, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they do feed you lunch. I think they do feed you lunch. I think I just chose to go out to lunch with my mom. Sorry for saying. They give you breakfast, they give you lunch, and they do give you dinner. So anyways, I did do lunch with my mom, and then I came back and we had an afternoon session again. The speakers that you're going to get during this time are the top leaders right now. So whoever is killing it in the Beachbody world, that'll be who they bring in. We had Bonnie Engel because she was just like blowing up Instagram because of her pregnancy. She did an amazing job. And she, as I said before, she like wasn't one of my favorites either. But when I listened to her speak, she was so knowledgeable and wonderful. We also had Kim Fitzpatrick, and she blew it out of the water. They will bring you people who have the best energy. You will sit there in that room and you will have, without a shadow of a doubt, this deep belief that you're exactly where you're meant to be. And you will be like, my coaches are coming next year. Like, this is amazing. You will do different activities. I don't want to give them all away because some of them are special. My favorite activity that they have you do is they have you, Jeff Hill speaks to you. It makes everybody cry. There's not a dry eye. He talks about how leaders leave their mark. And he asks you to decide what mark are you going to leave, what legacy are you going to leave, what does Beachbody mean to you, and he has you write it on your hand. You've probably seen coaches when they go to New Leader. They all have a Sharpie on their hand. They all have something written. To see the words on their hands is just like, wow, like it's amazing. So for me, my word was freedom. Beachbody gave me freedom that I never, ever could have had as a teacher. And it's just changed my whole world. So you'll get to decide what your word is, and you'll get to share it with others there. It's just a powerful movement. Dream Team is there always. So Mel always gets to go. She will do a lunch or a dinner opportunity if you want to go with her. Again, I had Grace. Actually, she did cocktails. So she did cocktails before dinner at the lobby. So there'll be a chance to meet up with other Dream Team people before you do dinner. So dinner will be on them. If you want to go, you don't have to. They did like a Mexican night, so they had all kinds of fancy tacos and guacamole, margarita stuff. It was really cool. So that was dinner, and then the evening there was a game show activity where you could win Beachbody prizes, and then there was like a closing, just like a wrap-up session late at night. It was at like 11 at night, but I was on our time zone, so it was just like I had to fly home in the morning, so I didn't go to that part. I went to bed. But that's it. They pack you in for the weekend. It's crazy busy, but it's like the best experience. So I wanted to just share it with you because I need you to close your eyes today, and I need you to say everything Sarah just said I want to do. I want to be there. I want to work out with that trainer. I want to get my picture taken in that hallway. And now you got to close your eyes. You got to write it down, and you got to push because it's worth it. It's so worth it. What do you guys want to say? Are you ready? Are you excited?
I am excited. I listened to that Rising Stars call that I put in the group, so I thought that Melanie's call was really good. Oh, yep, that's great. I think she was right that you don't necessarily realize. And so I have like just a Facebook message thread with my coaches, and I just made like a quick 3-minute video saying exactly that. Like, I have this goal that I'm pushing for, but you know, it's really about us. And I only had 2 people write me back, but I know then that they all probably got to see it. It was pretty short. Yeah. One is my Diane, who does oils, and I'm like, well, you could still build to diamond. I told her, I'm like, you can still go to diamond. And then Jenny. So
and Jenny's crushing it. So I think you definitely have the chance, and you have a controllable account too.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what you have to get to 2-star on this paper. She asked about your other side. So I have to
write about your controllable then.
Think about where Jenny is. So it's nice to be able to think about 2-star. And when you're placing new coaches, you're like, I should probably place them opposite of the person I think that's going to get me to 1-star.
Yeah, absolutely. For those of you who don't have someone, so some of you are on this and you're thinking, the only way I'm getting 1-star is if I build a spouse. It's a conversation you need to have with your spouse. You need to show them the hotel. Tell them about how much you can't wait to stand in front of that Beachbody sign. Like, you have to paint them the same picture of how excited you are, and they're going to be supportive. But you need to say, like, honey, for the next 2 months, I got to spend a little more time on my business, and I got to hustle, and I got to put my head down. And
a little more time.
It's good with whatever I do. Yeah, that's awesome. But I think you guys have to paint a reality with those who are like in the background at home that in order for you to pull this off, you're going to have to work a little bit harder and longer. Not necessarily longer, but like you're going to have to hustle a little bit harder than maybe you had been in the past couple months. Melissa, if you qualify, you're going to be able to go. Melissa's like in a hard place. She's got all these little ones. Do you think your mom could help out?
I'd love to try.
Okay. Yeah, I want to see you get there. I want to see you all get there. I actually told Kevin, the other day, I said, listen, my coaches are like all wanting to go to LA, and they really all could. I said, if they qualify, even though I won't be allowed to go to any of the stuff you guys can go to, I'm going to fly out and just be with you. So if you do this, I got to get a plane ticket. Yeah, Melissa, I would start with Super Saturday. Yeah.
Sarah, when are you due?
I'm due April 6th. So they'll take me at the end of March. So they won't be thrilled that I'm getting on a plane, like the airports, but I'm going to do it anyways because I want to be there with you. I think this is a time for another, I know we need to wrap up, but I also really want to talk about, can we get together as a team in January? Can we plan, it's some of you guys, it's a really hard time of year. But I want to do something that fits with your schedule. So if we can kind of have a planning thread, that would be great. Okay. If you guys can do me a favor, in our runners group, can you please drop your sheet that you had, the one that I said print off for today's call? If you can drop a picture of that so that everybody kind of knows where we stand and what we need to be doing. Don't be ashamed if you're like super far from it, or if you're like, oh, she has more than me. Don't, just put your head down and do your thing. Worry about your business. Those of you who aren't diamond, as soon as you hit diamond, we'll be able to see your elite report, and then we'll be able to get that data for you. Okay? Let's see. Anything else? I feel like that's it.
I have President's Weekend off, Kate, but I'd have to take days without pay to do this and skip a technology conference, but I'm fine with that because
you got it, huh?
I've been there many times, so.
Yeah. Okay. I think we're good. Are we excited? Print the pictures off. Go on Google, type in the Shakeology wall, type in the Beachbody sign, print it off, put it at your desk, so that you can visualize the goal. Hi, girlfriend. She's going to be our best coach when she turns 18. You know it. Anyways, all right. Have an amazing day, guys. Ladies, I'll see you in a couple hours. Can't wait. All right. See ya. Bye.
Bye.